November 5, Sierra Hotel.
Roger, Roger. What's the name there, sir?
Say again?
What's the name there?
Yeah, Jim, name here is H.T. That's two initials, Hotel Tango, over.
Roger, H.T. And where are you located, sir?
Jim, we're in the north state of Arkansas.
In Arkansas, all right. And what radio are you running?
This is a 15-year-old Qso FT-847.
FT-847, is that a Roger?
Roger, Roger. It's pretty good radio. It does a lot. Of course, it's not quite as sophisticated as the ones they have today, over.
All right. I'm on my loop antenna. We're testing out a 10-foot mag loop antenna. I've got a deceased rotor on it, but I do have it Armstronged towards New York. So, you know, theoretically, mag loop should be as hot off the back as off the front. But I'm going to try to go to my my dipole antenna. Why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna situation, Roger?
Roger, Roger. The antenna here is it's basically an NBIS antenna. It's about 400 feet of wire that runs around the property, and it's only about 6 feet off the ground, over.
Roger. So I did switch over to my inverted V dipole antenna, and you're about 5 dB hotter than what you were on my mag loop. So that is interesting. How many feet of wire is that?
It's calculated at 410 feet of wire, and when you changed antennas, you went to 20 dB over M9 on this S-meter, over.
Okay, now I just changed my receive antenna. My transmit antenna is still my inverted V. Roger, Roger.
Okay, man, you're really booming in here in northwest Arkansas. I've heard you a few times with dealing with the guys on the radios and the microphones and that type of thing, and I just want to get you in my logbook. You always sound so good, over.
Roger. Well, the call sign is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, and we are located near Louisville, Kentucky. We're just on the other side of the Ohio River at Louisville. I can see downtown Louisville from here. It's about 3 miles away. So we use Louisville as a location reference point. And gosh, we do run the Qso-Vlog network between 3:30 and 5 on Friday afternoons, and we record full time from 3:30 till 5. And along the way, if folks need a little tune-up in their audio for the transmitter, we assist there too. Roger.
Roger, Jim, got that solid copy. Well, we don't have, as far as adjustments for audio, we can adjust the carrier insertion points on this radio, and we have, of course, we can control the mic input. This particular mic is it's a condenser mic, and it's not a very expensive one. That's a frequency response of about 100 to 1600 kc, over.
Oh, yes. You're talking electret condenser mic, is that a Roger?
Roger, Roger. The regular radio has a dynamic mic that came with it, and actually it has 2 settings, and I got good reports of it. It's just that this desk mic is a little easier to use, over.
Oh, yes, yes. Electret condenser mic is just a beautiful thing, and yours is just great. It has a nice syllabic range, which really helps articulation. Come back and tell me about your radio just for a minute, about 10 seconds.
Well, the FT-847, of course, is the Qso all-mode transceiver. It has. What it does have that's unusual is the satellite capabilities on it, and that's one of the reasons I bought it was for tracking satellites. I never got into that very heavy, and it's a fairly good radio. It has a digital filter, digital notch, all kinds of features that memories and that kind of stuff. I just like it.
Roger. Well, I've listened to your audio, and you could use a little fattening if you would be interested. We usually recommend starting with the compressor, and just engage the compressor at about a 3. Nothing big time. You'll never hear it working. That's the thing. You don't want to hear a compressor working. So we just recommend putting the compressor in line at about a 3. And then going to our ALC meter with mic gain in hand, and adjust your mic gain to where your ALC meter is deflecting mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Okay, Roger. I'll have to look into that compressor. I don't think the radio is equipped with it. It must be a standalone device. Over.
Roger, I would think that your radio would have a compressor in it. Look in your book, and it would show it. And, I would suggest just take some notes there. Inline your compressor with about a 3. And then important to go to your ALC meter and adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is deflecting mid-scale to 2/3. We're just speaking normally, naturally. Run your microphone. You're utilizing that electret condenser microphone. I would be sure that it had a foam windscreen. Definitely need a foam windscreen. I suggest that for all mics. It just cuts out all the stuff that you don't want to send. You don't want to QRM yourself by generating a bunch of mouth noise that just competes for the words. So a foam windscreen is just an ideal thing, particularly for condenser microphones. I would then work that microphone at about 2 inches, and then check your ALC from mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Okay, Jim, got that. Got the notes down there. I'll try to adhere to that. It looks like my ALC might be, my mic gain might be a little bit too high. Turn it back right there. But I'll look into that. I'll look into it. It has a processor, a speech processor with it. I guess I'm going to have to get the manual out and read it once in a while. Over.
Roger. Well, I think the speech processor is the compressor. I think you'll find that the speech processor is the compressor. Roger?
Okay, I wondered about that. I don't use it much. It seems like that the only time they want you to use that processor is if you're trying to break a pileup or something in DX and it sharpens your signal. But I'll have to read into that, because if it affects normal audio on day-to-day conversation, that's very important. Over.
Oh, it does, and that's why we recommend just running a 3. It's a token amount, but it's the beginning of the foundation for the fattening of the audio. Anytime that you hear anytime you hear a compressor working, that guy's running too much compression, because you want to use a great deal of finesse in setting up your audio. I mean, anybody can turn the compressor up to 10 and sound like Luigi working New Mexico on a bad Saturday afternoon, But you want to be very tranquil about your audio. You want fat audio, but very unnoticeably processed. Although the processing is happening, you don't want to sound like it's happening. And that's why we suggest a 3 out of 10 on the compressor, and then to run your ALC mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Oh, okay, Jim, I got that. I got the note down there. Do you have a comment on the radio carrier insertion point? Seems to affect treble and bass as well.
Roger, now you're running that electret condenser mic, so you do have nice frequency response. And so if you just get a windscreen on that microphone for sure, work it about 2 inches away, you should have a bodacious audio sound.
Okay, Jim, thank you very much. Well, I don't know if I want bodacious. I just want people to understand me. Well, listen, I'm not going to tie you up. I got a lot of information from you here I'm going to have to investigate. I definitely appreciate your input on this, and I'll turn you loose. My goodness, there's got to be others out there interested in their audio sound. KC9VKV, this is November 5 Sierra Hotel, Northwest Arkansas, over.
Roger. And what was the name again?
HT, Hotel Tango.
That's right, HT. Okay, sir, 3s to you, and have a good weekend. If you get a chance, join us next Friday, and we'll compare notes, see what you've been up to, 3s. This is KC9VKV. We're real close to becoming a pumpkin. If you've got a radio you want to check out quickly, this is KC9VKV.